And welcome into another edition of Ramblin with Ryno, the new edition, as you'll see this on iTunes as Ramblin with Ryno rather than just Teacup Radio. And Ryno's going to have his own page on iTunes. We took a summer off, and we've got some new logos. We've got a lot of cool stuff. We're going to do a weekly podcast with none other than your boy, Ryno Ryan Brandon. Ryno, are you excited to talk some sports, pop culture, and everything going on in the world of Ryno?
I've been waiting for 3 months. I can't wait. But I mean, you know, it's just this time of year. Football's already kicked off. We had a couple weekends of football. NFL kicks off tonight. So yeah, I'm ready. Good weekend of college football. Like I said, pro starts tonight. We'll be full every day between high school football, college football, and pro football. There'll be football just about every day.
And we should say, just to preface with the listeners, I think most people that are tuning into this already know the one they call Ryno, but there could be some mild language used in this podcast. This is a free-for-all. This isn't the locker room that you might hear on the radio on Cool 102.7. This is a free-for-all podcast, free-form, like satellite radio. I mean, heck, in the topics that Ryno gave me, there are some dirty words in there. So,
yeah. If you're listening to this, though, I'll plug our show on Monday nights, the Locker Room, which is on Cool 102.7, the website or the app, downloadable app. We're on every Monday from 6 to 8. That's a more family-friendly, local community, statewide. You know, we do go nationwide, but for the most part, everything's centered around here. Just if you hadn't ever listened to Ramblin with Ryno before, it's the not quite Howard Stern, I'd say. Maybe the Howard Stern of sports, maybe.
And it's Ryno unhinged, because you'll hear him dipping, you'll hear him banging the console, and you'll hear him messing with the microphone as you just did there.
Sorry.
I have no idea what he was doing.
I was getting my adjustment in.
All right,
it's like when you step in the batter's box. Sometimes you gotta adjust that thing.
We will get to sports because everybody wants to hear Ryno's take on sports, but I think more people would like to hear Ryno's take on otherworldly views, and that is the hurricane that's a-coming. Hurricane Irma is making her way through Florida as we speak, and will touch down South Carolina at some point next week. What is your take on this Hurricane Irma coming your way?
Well, I mean, this is the first one I think we've ever had where we were probably scared of, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I was a teenager, so really didn't know what was going on. Plus, we didn't have near the media that we have. I don't know. If they think it's going to hit us heavy here, I don't mind leaving. I mean, I don't have any, work can kiss my ass. I mean, pretty much,
Where would you go? Where would Ryno go if a hurricane's coming?
I can only think maybe of course west. So maybe Tennessee, maybe that way. You don't want the track showing up straight through. So the only way I can think would be west. I mean, it's showing hitting Atlanta, Georgia.
But
right in the nuts.
I want to get hit Georgia in the nuts. I want to get literal here, though, because I have a place to go. I could go up north to my family in West Virginia. Yeah. I could go west to Atlanta. Got friends there. Where would you go? Where would you stay if you went west?
I mean, it doesn't matter to me. A Hilton somewhere. I mean, I'm not staying at the Shawnee's Inn.
You ain't going to that raggedy Motel 6?
Yeah, no, I'm not staying at that $40 a night job or $229 a week where a bunch of sheetrockers just laid up all week.
I want that continental breakfast house.
I'm probably going to go, I don't know, I hope I don't go anywhere. It's looking like it should die as it hits, it slows down. I'd probably just ride it out, drinking Mountain Dew and watching Sports Center replays because, everybody around here is going crazy about water.
Speaking of, what is your take on all these people? I got to tell you, it's gotten a little crazy.
It's stupid.
It's affecting me now.
People don't understand,
Well, can I just say this?
Yeah.
I get that people want to get the water and the bread and all that stuff. I get it, all right? The damn thing ain't going to hit us till Monday night.
If we get anything, it's going to be starting just 5 days away.
And I'm trying to go grocery shopping, #single life, and I'm just trying to get some, bare essentials for old Tyler at the Dollar General, and everything's out. Everything's out.
If you really need water that bad, like people that's freaking out about it,
yeah.
Just go to Charlotte. They ain't thought about it yet. And you can go there and get 400 cases. This is what people don't understand. Walmart doesn't have a warehouse of water. They have the water that they normally go through, you know, Coke guy, Pepsi guy, whoever orders, just like we do beer and soda. There will be water tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And the thing about it is, all these assholes already have it. So when it comes in Saturday, you'll have your first pick of it. Who the hell drinks all that water anyway? You know damn well they're going to be drinking sodas and tea and coffee, and nobody drinks all that bottled water. And getting bread now, I mean, bread's plentiful. You know, I know they freak out when we have a little sleep, you know, and it goes empty shelves and everything, but I don't really got nothing to worry about. Just hold on. Every gas station around here is getting water tomorrow. Even the gas stations are.
Well, let me ask you this: you're driving the beer truck every day. How's the beer sales been this week? I'm curious.
Well, we heavy tomorrow.
You're heavy tomorrow.
We got a big day tomorrow because I think just in case, you know, people are, you know, construction workers can't work in hurricanes. They're gonna sit around and drink Busch Ice all day, probably Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So I just read that schools are probably gonna be out around here Monday and Tuesday. They're going to be shelters. They're going to use them as shelters or whatever. My problem is the people who don't evacuate. You know, the governor of Florida comes out, the governor of Texas comes out, now Florida, and says, you know, mandatory evacuation, and you always got those old hillbillies that's going to say, I'm going down with the ship. 2 days later, they're standing on the roofs waving a sheet, you know, begging for somebody to come get them. You had your chance. You had 5-6 days to get your ass out of there. You know, most of you retirees, you ain't got shit else to do anyway. Yeah. Get in your damn Subaru and head your ass north and go somewhere and hang out. I mean, what's a hotel cost for 5 days? $70 a day, 5 days, $350. I mean, you know, just.
Well, you do have the price gouging too now.
Well, that's when you cut somebody's ass. Now, I've said this today at work. If I go in the gas station and somebody's selling a case of water for $10, I'm gonna pick it up and throw it outside.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, I don't. You know, I know you gotta make money, but you ain't getting me on that bullshit.
Yeah, and luckily the South hasn't been as bad.
Yeah.
Gas has, of course, gone up rapidly in the last 5 days. But in terms of the price gouging that we saw and read about in Texas, that hasn't happened here yet, and hopefully it doesn't, where they were charging like $40 for a 24-pack of water.
I think people get the hell beat out of them. They tried it around here, especially in these Indian stations.
Especially by you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't drink water anyway. I don't give a damn what you do with it, but you know, it's just ridiculous. If I see somebody with a $10 case of water, I'm gonna tear all the barcodes off of them so they can't even sell them.
Here's my take on the hurricane. I actually told my parents this today because they were worried about me, and they live in West Virginia. And they said, "Well, son, what are you gonna do?" And I said, well, it looks as if right now, we're recording this on Thursday night, it could change on a Friday, Saturday, but it looks as if right now it will be a category 3, 2, won't be as strong. Again, 3 is still strong.
Oh, yeah.
But if this thing was a high 4, high 5, I'm out of here.
Oh, yeah.
See ya,
No doubt.
gone. There's no way I'm hanging around if this thing's a 5. No chance, no shot.
No, all you got to do is get to North Carolina and gas will be back to normal. You can fill back up and then all that. I mean, yeah, I'm not staying there either. You can't make me hang around. You can't make me come to work on Monday. The last thing I'm gonna be thinking about Monday, if we're about to get hit with, like you said, a category 3, which is still 90 to 115 miles per hour or so, is beer. You know, I'm gonna be thinking about saving my ass, and so, you know, we'll see how it goes. I hope nothing comes of it. I want some good football tomorrow night, some good Saturday and Sunday, and then Monday I hope we're just getting up and talking about how it turned out to the right, and I hope Jose follows suit and, you know, never makes it here. I can't imagine those places that get hit now, if they get hit again, that's going to be some.
Jose looks like he's going back out to sea, and as you said on Facebook, Donald Trump ain't going to let Jose cross the border, son.
Jose be deported, hopefully. So.
All right, I'm sure we'll make our way back to the hurricane somehow, but let's go to your next topic. Ryno sends me a slew of topics via text message he wants to go. Food snobs. We talk about this, or we used to, on the podcast every week. What is your new take on food snobs?
I don't like people who judge what you eat, you know. I mean, I eat what I eat. You know, we talk shit about what people eat, no doubt about it.
Did somebody catch you at an Applebee's? Is that what happened?
No, there will never be video of me at an Applebee's whatsoever. Not
if if your boyfriend take you to Applebee's, he don't love you.
I mean,
just telling you.
I'm not a big chain guy. You know, I'm more of an independent, and you know. But I see all these people that pretend like they're healthy, especially like with this drinking water thing. But salads, you know, oh, they eat a good salad. You ate 4 pieces of garlic bread and 6 ounces of ranch dressing. That ain't healthy. That ain't healthy. Our people will talk shit about stuff that, you know, I eat, because you said it before, I'm a savage. I'll eat just about anything, but
yeah.
I mean,
you will not eat anything on the aisle at Dollar General where it's canned pulled pork, canned shredded beef, and canned chicken.
if it says Clover Valley, I'm out.
The off brand at Dollar General.
I'm not eating their imitation Fig Newtons, Oreos, or any of that bullshit you used to get at Sunday school when the cheap person brought cookies at night.
We should make a list of the things that you won't buy that are off brand. We talked about toilet paper. You gotta have.
No, I'm not going single ply. And single ply is out.
You're not gonna buy the 6 rolls of toilet paper for $1, which is a real thing, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm not buying the industrial version of anything. You know, I raised hell at work enough about that. We finally got some decent toilet paper. I mean, man, it ain't but 30 cents more. You want to rip a guy's ass open the first thing in the morning? It's the worst. Dollar General, I don't really have a use for it at all. The clientele, the people who work there, you know, occasionally it's convenient to go in if you got one item or something, but hell, usually it's not because you're behind some asshole just got their EBT reloaded, so they got all the Hawaiian fruit punch and all the cheap cookies and everything. I ain't got time for Dollar General stuff.
Of course, those folks will be of a darker descent.
Possibly, not necessarily though. I mean, you know, you got some rednecks around here just raggedy as fuck too. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, we are in it, you know, look off Elgin, so we got some barefooted son of bitches. You know, that's all of it looks like a Darlington race when you walk into the Dollar General.
Speaking of, you were at the Darlington race, and I'm surprised you didn't have more hot takes coming out of that. I think you knew what you were getting into when you went to that Darlington race. I saw some of your Snapchats, and it was just so funny to me. You had these drunks that were completely sloshed, and they're holding up their beers as their favorite drivers come around turn 3.
I mean, if you've never been, you know, the last race me and my dad went to, 1990, Labor Day weekend, we went to Darlington. I told my father then, I was 14 years old, I'll never go to another race with you here. You know, we did it my whole life. I finally had enough. You know, this is when it was a daytime race, so it's 98 degrees, sitting on the first or second row. My ears, I can't even hear anything. It sounds like I've been in Vietnam because it's so loud. You know, so 27 years later, I go back, and you walk up, and it's the only sporting event in America where dudes don't wear shirts, most of them. And they got the jailhouse tattoos all over. I mean, just jailhouse tattoos all over them, raggedy.
They've served some time.
Oh yeah, served some time. Busting up smokes right there in the stands, popping off smokes.
It really is the only sporting event where all of this applies.
And you can tote the cooler in.
Yeah.
As long as it's soft-sided. You can't bring like a metal cooler, but these guys toting in, you know, 40 packs. And I still see people buying beer, which is asinine to me. I mean,
just bring your own instead of buying the $7.
$6 for a 16-ounce can.
$6, $7 for a Bud Light.
But and like you said, all right, race starts. They see Dale Jr. Dale. You know, they raising him. Kyle Busch comes by, middle finger. Chase Elliott, couple of them.
Kyle Busch is your dog.
That's my guy, so I'm laughing. I'm like, you idiots. He's going to win this damn race. I'm going to tell all y'all to kiss my ass. Not really, because I don't want to get the hell beat out of me by a bunch of painters. But the whole time, you know, and the race sucked. The race was terrible. Nobody ever fought for position. Martin Truex checked out. He was leading the race. He was going to win. He cut a tire. And here comes Denny Hamlin's, you know, speed pass and wins the race. No confrontation, no. And another thing NASCAR is really screwed up about is he failed inspection, post-race inspection, and still wins the race. I don't see how you can. I mean, that's like finding out you're on steroids and you still get the championship belt. I don't know how that works.
All right, was there anything else on food snobs? Because I think you went on a tangent on Olive Garden. And
I may get back to that.
Okay.
I don't like them.
All right, GIFs or GIFs. I don't know how you say them, but it's the moving motion capture picture.
It's when you don't have anything to say, so you just hit the capital G-I-F, lowercase s, GIFs, GIFs.
You can do it on Facebook or Twitter.
Yeah, and you can download a keyboard to do it on text as well. I don't get them. If I say, man, Tyler, or not Tyler, this in general on Facebook, man, I can't wait, this football starts tonight, and you got like Winnie the Pooh doing the hula hoop. What the fuck does that mean? I don't get it. You know, I mean, some are movie parts. You know, some are movie parts where you say, I really like that. Or
I actually like them.
That right. But
people overuse them.
But you can't have 9 straight comments of Howard the Duck smoking a cigar. Yeah. I mean, what? Just say like, hit the like button. I don't get it.
Stop banging the console.
I mean, I can't help it.
There are people that overuse them.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah, too much. Yeah.
But hey, if you're gonna do it, use one. Don't have a conversation with the next person who uses it to try to one up them. I don't need 19 gifts in my feed, damn it.
Next. All right, people who sell clothes on Facebook.
I don't get it. Like, you're on here, barely used, barely worn, gently worn shirt from American Eagle for $4. Now, do you need $4? I mean, what's your if you got all these fucking clothes to sell, give them to somebody who needs them. Fucking Houston just got destroyed. Put them in a damn envelope and send them over there. I get it if you're poor, but nobody wants your clothes if you're poor, and you probably need the submissions if you're poor.
So you probably hate that
I
app
don't
called Let It Go. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I can see if it's like a computer or a camera, but like this shirt right here, pretty good old Hey Bo shirt I'm wearing right here. I mean, it's probably worth $4. I'll just keep the son of a bitch and clean my rims on my Tahoe with it. You know what I'm saying?
I knew you were going there. I knew you were going there.
I mean, I can see like if it's a North Face jacket you hadn't worn and you paid $100 for it, yeah, 50, 60 bucks, yeah.
Yeah.
$3, nickel and diamond, folks. Hell out of here, man.
Oh, that's good.
I don't want anything that you've worn, I can tell you that. I have worn some shit. I have bought some shit from thrift stores that's pretty solid. Old school stuff.
Well, I always feel weird about buying those used clothes from the Goodwill. Nothing wrong with the Goodwill, but, you know, you just don't know who wore them before.
It don't matter to me if it's good enough. If I can find an old Chris Mullin Warriors jersey, I'd buy it. I don't give a shit if it was a hobo who turned it in.
All right, I'm going to jump around some of these topics and go back.
Okay.
All right, sports media, you say, in your topics, are the biggest dick riders in America.
The worst.
Please explain.
Okay. Now,
because I'm sports media.
Yeah, well, I mean, we all are to a certain degree, I guess. I'm talking about large media. Going into the South Carolina, North Carolina State game, the majority of the people in the United States were, North Carolina State's going to win, how big they are. Even people around here, how great North Carolina State's defense is. They almost beat Florida State. They almost beat Clemson. They also lost to Boston College, East Carolina. I know me and you've had this conversation several times, but now I see that South Carolina can legitimately win the East. And Jake Bentley's the best quarterback in the SEC. Last week he wasn't. I mean, it wasn't like he had that great of a fucking game against North Carolina State, but now all of a sudden finally people are realizing Jim McElwain ain't worth a shit. It's just like an up and down. It's an up and down. Oh yeah, if Clemson is right now ranked unanimously in the top 5 of everybody's poll. Correct? Would you say that? Auburn is 15th or worse. Now when Auburn beats Clemson, if Auburn beats Clemson this weekend, everybody will say Auburn legitimately can win the SEC and be in the Final Four.
That's not sports media. That's media in general.
Well, yeah, media
in general.
Well,
because
this pertains to sports, though. Nobody will give Auburn a chance this weekend, and if they win, all of a sudden they can beat Alabama.
We are so reactionary when it comes to social media, and Twitter and Facebook.
Well, reactionary is the lamest term of dick rider.
But I mean, that's news media. I mean, that's.
Oh, I agree.
And it's not necessarily 15 minutes of fame. It's 15 seconds of fame.
Oh, I agree.
And then we go to the next topic.
I just don't really. I love South Carolina. I don't think South Carolina has a chance to win the East. I still think Georgia beats them. They probably could lose to Texas A&M. I know Texas A&M was one play away from beating UCLA, and you're like, oh, someone saved his job. Now he's the worst son of a bitch ever, and you got to fire him. And same with McElwain, but I've always said McElwain's horrible. I think that guy sucks. So it's just what I've seen this reaction with South Carolina. Now everybody was barely a 6-6. Now they're saying 9-3 and can win the East 10-2. And Paul Feinbaum came out and said they beat Clemson this year. God dog, but they beat North Carolina State by one touchdown. North Carolina State had the ball at the 15-yard line. One pass and it's overtime and they lose. What do you say? It's the same thing with Tennessee and Georgia Tech. That 2-point conversion goes in. You know, Georgia Tech wins the game, and Butch Jones is the dumbest bastard ever, and he's got to be fired. It's so crazy how one game turns everybody's emotion up and down.
It's true, and it's in all forms of media.
If Tennessee barely beats whoever they play this weekend, Illinois State or somebody, or whoever the Sycamores are, they'll feel the same way. And if South Carolina gets run out by Missouri, they'll say, oh, no, 6-6. It's just crazy. And North Carolina State, nobody's even mentioned their name again since that game. Nobody said that name again. They was going to win their side of the division. You know, now everybody's going to jump on Virginia Tech, of course, or something on that side. Probably I guess it'd be Virginia Tech. That's the only personal level outside.
All right, I have no knowledge of this.
What?
Your next topic is Usher and these STD allegations.
You hadn't seen this?
Lay it on me. What happened?
All right, so now.
I did see a meme with Usher and a fat girl.
Yeah, well, that's her.
Okay.
Well, so supposedly he has herpes. All right, so he bangs a lot. He prefers the healthy ones. I mean, all these chicks look like they play defensive line for North Carolina State. I mean, they all could be named Chubb.
Oh man!
So this big chick comes up there and he doesn't deny having sex with her, and she wants to sue him for like $10 million for the potential of her having herpes. She tested negative. She doesn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
But she still wants to sue him because he willingly, whatever, had sex with her knowing he has herpes. And I've seen some of the on-stage antics. He pulls up the biggest chicks on there and let him grind on him. He's a weird fella. You know, I don't know. But there's a bunch of chicks coming out saying they got herpes from this guy. I don't know. Is that the souvenir you want from Usher? I mean, and how do you get $10 million for that? Hell, I take herpes from Usher for $10 million. I can't kill you. I don't get it. He's got a rough group he chooses from. He needs to get some Sans game.
Yeah, the defensive line for NC State.
Yeah, all of them Chubb. Rough.
All right, what is your beef with drones? I think drones are cool.
Well, I see. Let me adjust my mic real quick.
Yeah, for the 17th time in 20 minutes.
Watch it. All right. I think at some point they're cool, but like I don't really understand the fascination of like taking a picture of your house from the above view, 40 foot high, and you know you pay them shits cost like $1,500. I mean $1,500. You know, $1,300 to $1,500, the real one. And,
yeah.
You know, there's a site called Google Earth. That shit's free.
Yep.
I can take a picture of my house that looks like the picture you took for $1,500. I don't get it. I think after 3 times I'll be bored as shit with it. You don't think so? You don't think you might fly above your house and it's like the neighborhood and?
But it depends on like what your passion is to do with it, though. You know, like Elgin bought drones to take wide shots to use for their practices and whatnot. You might have someone that's our buddy Clay Frith who uses those drones to make videos and whatnot.
His goes over the ocean and stuff like that. I get that.
Cool.
I've seen one the other day. I was like, that's such a cool picture of your house. How'd you do it? Oh, I bought a drone. Hey, let me show you a picture of my house. Google Earth, motherfucker. Guess what?
So your thing is that they don't really like having any other use for it. Yeah. If they buy it just to buy it.
27 foot above my house. Here's what my roof looks like. Fuck out of here.
There's so many people that annoy you in this world.
Hey, look, that bullshit about practice. Look here, you got 16 coaches standing around. If you can't see it, watching it, the drone ain't gonna help your ass out none. You know what I mean? Come on. I mean, that's a good. When the school pays for it, or the booster club pays for it, yeah, I'd buy one.
All right, I saved this one for last because we will get to some more sports. Explain to me DACA or DACA. I don't know what this is. I haven't been following.
All right, I guess Trump. At some point, we let Mexicans or illegal aliens in, and now they have the children that are like 15, 16, 18, 20 years old through this program. There's 800,000 of them, and Trump wants to send them all back. I don't really know about that part. My problem is, I don't have a problem with them sending or keeping these people. You know, they're not allowed to get welfare, public housing, any of that stuff. So if they're contributing, you know, to the economy and are upstanding folks, you can keep them here. But there's 800,000 people that we need to send away. We could trade them out for some Americans. You know, people who don't pay taxes, people who are on welfare for extended period of time, who don't ever work. Well, I don't know why we don't buy, after this hurricane hits, we ought to just go buy Haiti, and we ought to send all them so much as there. I got no use for, you know, this. I don't want to make this a political thing because there ain't no presidential election anymore, but I can't stand freeloaders and people in this country who don't pay shit to live here, you know, like we do, you know. So, you know, keep the 800,000 Mexicans, go out here and get all this white trash and these, you know, black folks who don't do shit, both, and just take 800,000 of them away from here. I think it's perfect. Mexicans, I work with several Latin American guys, a Puerto Rican, a Mexican. They do a damn good job. I mean, we got some really good guys. I mean, all of my friends own businesses, predominantly Mexican. They do a damn good job. So I don't have a problem at all with keeping the Mexicans here, or Latin Americans or immigrants, if they're contributing to you know, the economy. we got so many people right here. You wonder why we can't have money to do a lot of things. It's because there's so many damn freeloaders, EBT and SNAP and WIC and all this other bullshit. If you can't afford to have kids, man, that's why I think abortion will always stay around legally, because these people have 3, 4, 5, 6 kids. They can't afford themselves.
Yeah.
You know, they do got an iPhone though and shit like that, but they spend their EBT on M&Ms and Melios. So.
Speaking of, just on Facebook, someone agrees with your take on the hurricane preparations. Someone said, y'all can survive on 3 sodas a day, but when a hurricane comes, y'all turn into a fish and eat 40 cases of water.
Yeah, I saw that post. It's true. I mean, I don't understand who drinks that much water. I know people who predominantly just drink water. I get that. You don't need 4 cases of water. We're never out of power for a couple of days anyway. Hey, and if you are, hit the road, go find it somewhere. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it ain't like Pepsi is gonna shut down making it. As long as the Broad River doesn't run out, Pepsi's gonna have plenty of water to bottle.
All right, let's get to some sports. And I know that you are, like me, a huge NFL fan.
Yeah.
I know you're a big college guy, but for me, NFL is the key. It's the ticket. I can watch NFL all day Sunday. I'm not a big all day Saturday college guy.
I'm an all day Saturday guy though.
I'm not. I'll watch the big games. I'll watch the first couple weeks, and then it kind of dies down for me. But NFL, I'll watch from the early games at 1 to the late games at 8:30.
You think that's because of gambling and fantasy more so though?
No, I think it's how you were raised. I think it's how you grew up.
You watch Jaguars Jets?
Yeah, I will. I'll watch the Raiders and Browns. Fantasy does play a role. I'm not going to deny that. But it was how I was raised.
Yeah.
In West Virginia, yeah, the Mountaineers are big, but I'm 90 minutes away from the Redskins,
Yeah,
and that was a big deal. My dad was a huge Cowboy fan, so we watched that every Sunday. But the NFL starts as we record this tonight on Thursday night as the Patriots take on the Chiefs. But we did something fun last football season where we kind of guessed the spreads. Have you seen any spreads yet? You have not.
No.
All right, so let's.
Well, I saw the Knights game 9. That's the only game I've looked at.
Okay, and it's gone down to 8.5, by the way. All right, so I'm gonna give you some of the matchups, the marquee matchups, and boy, it's tough. The NFL is going to be interesting this year. I think there is a huge gap of teams that could slide in there as the next echelon of teams to come up. Obviously, the Patriots are going to be good. The Steelers, the Packers, the Seahawks, Falcons. I'll throw in there too since they made the Super Bowl. But there's a lot of teams that second echelon. I would throw in the Oakland Raiders, the Tennessee Titans. I think the Detroit Lions are going to be sneaky good.
The Houston Texans, if they get a quarterback, can be in that mix.
Mm-hmm.
The Giants we talked about.
A lot of people like the Eagles this year. The New York Football Giants are getting some love. We didn't mention the Cowboys. And I think the Saints are actually going to be pretty good. I think they got better on defense. I think they're actually going to be okay.
I mean, you never know what the Panthers are going to do with a healthy Cam, with a healthy Luke Kuechly.
With a healthy Kelvin Benjamin. Have you seen him?
Oh, yeah. Leaning. Yeah, I mean, you know, it always comes down to, like, you know, two wins or losses will get you from a 7-9 to a 9-7. And that's a big deal. That's usually wild card territory there. So, yeah, I mean, Arizona Cardinals are talented enough to possibly get in there, you know.
Well, let's talk about this before we go to the spreads. There is a team in the NFL that I don't like the term tanking. I know it happens. Certainly happens in the NBA. We don't see it on a consistent yearly basis, but we have seen it, where teams will tank to get in the lottery and get a higher draft pick. There's a team this year that, in my opinion, physically tanked in the offseason.
The Jets.
The Jets, knowing they were going to be very bad this year, and tanked even further to try to get a top pick to get a quarterback.
I just can't see how in the world you could possibly.
I don't think the players are tanking. I think the GMs tanked in terms of what they brought in and what they brought back.
You got to go through a whole season and get shredded by the New York Times and Post.
True.
And Sporting News and ESPN.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're right. I mean, they hadn't done anything to their roster to make.
But you agree with that? You agree with
I
that?
can see that. Yeah. I just don't know what. I mean, there's no chance they can win 4 games. Maybe is there? I mean, they could beat the Bills, maybe, or.
I think I saw the over/under at 3.5. So you're right. I think I saw the over/under.
And they don't have any. I mean, Bryce Petty was their only decent quarterback play, and he's out with something, knee injury or something. So they got Hackenberg and.
The starting quarterbacks in this league are fascinating this year, isn't it? I mean, the Browns are starting Sean Kaiser. The Texans are starting a guy named Savage.
Yeah.
Who else we got? Random QBs. Who's starting for the Bears this year? It's not Trubisky is the other guy.
Mike Glennon.
Mike
Who was at
Glennon.
Tampa Bay.
Let's see here. Who started for the Niners? Do we know?
Blaine
That's a good
Gabbert.
one. I don't think it's Gabbert. I think it's someone else.
Whoever beat Gabbert out. I mean, that guy got us. I mean, they both suck.
Who's starting for the Broncos? Simeon?
Yeah, and they got Paxton Lynch also. They signed Osweiler to a league minimum also, so who knows?
And then you'll have Jared Goff for the Rams, and Andrew Luck's not starting for the Colts, so who is it?
It's, shit, I wish we had. Some nobody.
Isn't this crazy, though? You've got these starting quarterbacks in the NFL that nobody knows.
Yeah, we had this discussion last year about, there's 18 or 20 good ones, and then there's always 12 that's like, Jared Goff's still on a rookie contract. We'll see how good he'll be. But right now, he sucks, man. 49ers quarterback sucks. Tom Savage, I wouldn't have. None of those guys from the Broncos I have. They drafted all those guys, man. I wouldn't have any of those guys. The Jets. And Tyrod Taylor's got some upside potentially, but I wouldn't have. I mean, he's not going to win a division as Tyrod Taylor is not going to win a division for those guys.
Not in a division with the Patriots.
Well, definitely not that. But
I think he could win a division, say, in the AFC South.
yeah,
I think that's doable.
No, in the South, yeah.
All right, so let's go through these spreads, and then I'll get your Super Bowl picks, because mine has shifted a little bit.
Dan Patrick change your mind?
A little bit, and I'll tell you why.
All right.
All right, so tonight you already knew the spread. Patriots by 8.5. Do you like the Patriots?
I can't bet the game. I like the Patriots, but I like the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I mean, NFL, more than the touchdowns, a lot.
If this was in Kansas City, I would like the Chiefs.
I would take Kansas City at home with 9, definitely. If I had to bet the game, I'd take the Patriots just because, you never know, man. Brady might go for 375 and 4 or 5 scores. I trust him more than I trust Alex Smith, basically.
For a Week 1 spread, this tells you where the Jets are. The Bills are favored by how many? How many would you say?
Touchdown.
Nope.
More?
Yep.
9.5.
Isn't that surprising? Nailed it. Week 1 spread now, because Week 1 spreads are usually pretty close.
Yeah.
Week 1 spreads are like 3 and 4.
If you're almost a double-digit underdog to the Bills, you're not going to be favored in many or any games. Could you be maybe a home game against the Bills or the Browns or?
Yeah. Here's another one that surprises me. They're giving this team a lot of credit. The Falcons are in Chicago.
Falcons 6.5.
Good call. Yep. Texans at home against the Jaguars.
Before I say that, the 9.5 and the 6.5, those half points always fool you into. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's where you get the money. Oh yeah.
Because you're definitely going to take, it's under 10, and 70% of the public's going to take that 6.5, 9.5. Who'd you say?
Texans and the Jaguars in Houston. What do you think?
6.5?
No. Close though. Close.
5 or something?
Yep. 5.5.
The underdog at 5.5 generally covers that spread. I don't know.
What is your half spread when you have a home team favored by 2.5? Because normally home teams get the 3, but it's lower than 3. What is your take on that? Titans and Raiders.
Titans are home team?
Mm-hmm.
They're favored?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, against the Raiders? Sheesh.
That's a tough one.
I got it. I can't bet against the Raiders. I think there's I know people saying they fall off from last year or whatever, but I don't. The Titans I can't trust him yet. And we talked about how we think Mariota's going to be great this year with 2 running backs and Eric Decker and Delaney Walker, but I can't bet against Derek Carr.
That game has the second highest over/under in Week 1 with 50.5. I think that tells you something.
When do you think they score over that?
No, I do. I think it's a good total. I think they go way over.
I would think.
I think that game is 34-27.
I'm about to say the Raiders themselves probably score 35-38.
And Titans got weapons. Derrick Henry, DeMarco Murray. They got Eric Decker now.
Yeah, I don't think Oakland's going to shut down DeMarco Murray and Travis Henry.
All right, Giants and Cowboys on Sunday night. Who you got?
Where's it at?
Dallas.
Ezekiel is playing.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Play the first game and could be suspended 2 through 7.
Play the first game and he could be gone the next 6.
If I'm Jason Garrett, I run him 49 times and I say, you got 6 weeks off, cuz.
Yep.
I mean, you can just sit in the cold bath. I take the Cowboys at home, but I take them. It's going to be a field goal game, like 27-24 is what I would. I take the Cowboys. What is it, round 3 or so? 3.5, 4?
4.
Yeesh. I take the Giants with the 4 points.
Here's one that I think I love because this is a Panther game that they just don't win. Panthers in San Fran. How much do you think they're favored?
9.5.
No.
Less? 6.5?
5.5. I'm taking the Niners, I think.
God, dog, could you?
That's tempting right there to me. That's a game that the Panthers lose.
Yeah, and that, like I said, that 5.5 screams to go the other way.
And not just the Panthers lose, but the Panthers won't cover. That's a game
Yeah,
that
that
they
went
won't
by
cover.
field goal.
Yeah.
Graham Gano missed 2 field goals or some shit.
Which, did you hear that? They're trying to trade him. Like they're taking trade calls
Yeah, they
for a
kept
kicker
2
in week
kickers.
1.
You only got 53 spots, man, and they kept 2 kickers. Yeah, they're definitely gonna get rid of that guy.
Here's another one. Steelers at Cleveland. Another high spread.
Was it high?
Yeah.
You know Cleveland always plays them tough, though.
I know.
It's always, even when they're bad years.
I would tease the hell out of this.
Was it like 11?
9. I'd tease it to 6. 16.
Yeah. I mean, Cleveland's got skill position players. I mean, they did get rid of Joe Hayden, but
All right, so let's go against spread. Let's do this, me and you. Let's have a little contest. We'll both pick 3 games. All right, let's see which one we disagree on. Falcons, Bears, who would you take?
let me pull it up real quick so I'll see what I have the lines at least.
I'll tell you who I like right off the bat. Lions +2 against the Cardinals. You want the Cardinals?
Yeah, I'll take the Cardinals.
Okay. So I'll take Lions +2.
Okay.
All right. Let's see what else I like. I like the Ravens +3 in Cincinnati. You don't want the Bengals to do. You don't like the Bengals.
I mean, that game right there is.
You don't have to go against me on that one.
Okay. I mean, I don't matter though, because that game will come down to it too. If Flacco doesn't play, hell no, I don't want it.
We both agree on the Panthers.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not a Panthers fan anyway, so.
Do you like the Cowboys to cover over the Giants?
Not with that 4. I like the Giants too.
Yeah.
I tell you that Green Bay Seattle game could be interesting. The bad thing for Green Bay is it's only September. You know, if that game was in December outside, it'd be maybe a little different, but.
I'll go against you on Sunday night. I'll take the Cowboys.
Okay.
The Giants start off slow.
This is true.
Let's see here. We got to take another one.
I'll take Oakland over your Titans.
I'm kind of with you on Oakland.
Okay.
I'm kind of with you on that. I think that was a good assessment you made.
I'll take Atlanta and you take Chicago.
Nope. Jaguars, Texans. You got an opinion on that one? You know I'm a Blake Bortles guy.
I would take the Texas D. Bortles to turn it over. I think it's like a 19-13 game or something. It's probably ugly as hell.
All right, then I'll take Jaguars.
Okay.
God, I can't believe I'm taking the Jags to start the season.
I mean, Miami's not playing, so you might as well take the next door neighbor.
Yeah. Okay, so there's the big matchups this weekend. We've got the Gamecocks taking on Missouri in the other Columbia. Then we've got the Clemson Tigers taking on the Auburn Tigers. Give me some picks on that one, Ryno.
Clemson Auburn?
Yeah.
We're going to find out really quick how good Auburn is offensively. You know,
Yep.
Jarrett Stidham comes in, that's all we hear about. Transfer from Auburn, they got a good quarterback. We'll find out with that defensive front from Clemson. See, the bad thing about Clemson is they didn't get tested at all last week. You know, Kent State didn't. They threw one pass. They ran a middle school offense right up the middle, draws and counters and quarterback keepers, and we didn't get to find out how good the defense is. Auburn, we'll find out how good they are on offense versus Clemson defense on the first drive. I mean, they come in there and busted them in the mouth. But they got Cameron Petway, a good running back. They got a good backup running back, some receivers. They'll stretch the field against Clemson. There's a possibility that they may be able to score. You know, it's a tight game last year. I don't trust Kelly Bryant yet. You know, he looked good the other day, but he was playing the middle school team. We'll see how good Kelly Bryant is. I think that game comes close, but I got to take Clemson at home at night and experience and defense, and I think they got enough skill position players that can make it happen. If I predict Clemson wins like 26-23. But I mean, you know, it's
No, I like that. I like that.
Okay, that's how I see it.
Does Florida State still have a chance to get the playoffs
Yes.
with a true freshman?
Yes. I think they had a chance last year with Francois, kinda, and he was a freshman then. You know, I mean, it's not going to come down on him. You're going to have a guy to come in and run the ball like Dalvin Cook did last year. You're going to have some playmakers for Florida State. Their defense is good. I mean, ACC, if Clemson's not as good, yes. You know, because the only competition will be Clemson, Louisville, and then they'll have to play Florida, which they'll kill. And then you'll go to maybe Virginia Tech and on the other side or whatever. But they have a shot.
Ohio State, Oklahoma.
Ooh.
That's in Ohio State?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, boy.
if they get down like they did against Indiana, it could be trouble. For the simple fact, Baker Mayfield won't turn the ball over like their quarterback did, and he can score. But that defense is going to have to keep him in there. I don't trust J.T. Barrett one bit. I don't like him or Jalen Hurts from Alabama. I just don't think those guys can make 3rd and 12 throws, 3rd and 8 throws when they got to. Yeah, they can scramble, and yeah, they can throw a deep ball when the guy's wide open. I'm going to take Ohio State because they're home.
I see what you did.
I'm gonna take Ohio State like 24-20, something like that.
I'm trying to see some other big games this weekend.
Stanford, Southern Cal.
Southern Cal rolls there.
Not so fast. Double not so fast. I'll take Stanford.
Where is it?
It's at Stanford.
Oh, never mind.
What's another good one? Georgia, Notre Dame. Georgia with a backup quarterback. I still like Notre Dame there. I think
Notre Dame look good. No, that game's in Southern Cal.
Oh, is it?
Yep, Southern Cal favored by 6.
I'll take Stanford. There's 6.
That's really all I see in terms of games that are interesting. Watch out for Marshall taking on NC State. Watch out for the Thundering Herd.
What's that? About 10-point game or something?
24. 24. I'll take the 24.
Yeah, I probably would too.
Yeah, I'll take 24.
Is Marshall any good?
Yeah.
Offensively?
They are. They are. They're going to compete in their conference.
Is Chad Pennington good or they?
No, they're not Chad Pennington good. No. But they're competitive. North Carolina, Louisville. That game's only interesting to me because Louisville's on the road for the 2nd straight week. They stumbled a little bit in that first half into the 3rd quarter with Purdue. A Purdue team in which I don't know if they were expected to do much, but they do have a new coach. So that game could be very interesting.
We'll get to see what Lamar Jackson can do. He didn't have near the playmakers or defense he had last year, so it's going to be all on his shoulders. And North Carolina lost their opening game to Cal, so I'm sure Larry Fedora will be hungry.
Why is Michigan State only favored by 7.5 over Western Michigan?
Western Michigan, that's the team that only lost to Southern Cal by 7 last week or whatever. They had a P.J. Flood coach that went to Minnesota.
They eventually lost by like 20.
Yeah, they had it. I don't know. Michigan State may be a down year for those guys. I don't know.
That's a weird one. I'm trying to see if there's any other ones that jump out.
I hate those games. They're so slow.
Here's where college football gets gamblers in trouble. Oklahoma State favored by 28.5 on the road. Gosh, that's a dangerous, dangerous line. That's got backdoor cover written all over it. Yeah. It really does. They could be leading by 28 or 35, and then a backdoor cover, 4 minutes left. They throw a touchdown.
Those are the worst.
Yeah.
Those are the worst.
Actually, the worst is when you're gambling on a baseball game and you're leading 3-0 and you get a 2-run bomb in the 9th inning.
when you're laying 1.5?
When you're laying 1.5. Those are the worst. Thanks, Twins.
It happens all the time, it seems. This year, especially with closures, man. Closures
have been terrible.
Sucked it up all year long.
All right, anything else, Ryno, before we go? That's a solid 45-minute podcast.
Well, I'll say this. Going away, Gamecocks beat Missouri. I don't think we talked about that really. Gamecocks beat Missouri. I think Gamecocks scored like 53 to 54 this week.
I don't.
Okay. I say 54-41.
Nope.
Hey, man, what do you mean no? My opinion is Gamecocks scored 50 plus. They run for like 200, throw for 300, 5-something total offense. Defense is going to get eat up pretty good, but I think they'll play the bend but don't break, get a couple turnovers. That Drew Lock kid's really good for Missouri. South Carolina goes to 2-0, comes back home next week to Kentucky. First home game, night game, it's going to be big time. Nobody knows this because we didn't do a podcast last week, but I got Carolina winning 8, maybe 9 this year, so need to win those first 4. That road game, that road trip to Texas A&M could be ugly.
Gotta beat Kentucky.
Gotta beat Kentucky and beat La Tech, start off 4-0, then you got a couple you can lose. Tennessee, we could possibly beat those guys. Arkansas, I don't see a lot in the SEC that gives South Carolina a lot of trouble.
No, they're all trash. SEC is trash this year.
Watch it.
It is. It's trash this year.
LSU didn't let BYU cross the 50 the other night.
Man, get out of here.
Anyway,
this is BYU.
Gamecocks big. Clemson Tigers 2-0, win a squeaker in Death Valley. Patriots win tonight, 35-24. I can't wait for next week.
I think the Gamecocks struggled to score 30-7.
Wrong. And if Hermine doesn't shut the place down, we'll be back next week.
You mean Irma?
Yeah, Hermine or Irma.
Have you ever met anyone named Irma, by the way?
No.
I haven't. I don't know a soul in this earth.
But it sounds like a short order cook chick at the back of one of these truck stop gas stations.
Sounds like a cashier at the Walmart in Red Bank. You were thinking the same thing.
She have a Marlboro in the corner of her mouth while she's cooking your bacon, egg, and cheese.
And she has that smoker's laugh.
Of course.
What do you say, Irma?
Heart tattoo on her
I'll
forearm.
take it. She looks like she's a fry cook at the Waffle House. Smothered and covered, Irma. All right, that's going to do it for Ryno. You can find this on iTunes soon, but it'll definitely be on Spreaker. Ramblin' with Ryno, and hey, ask about the T-shirts.
I got the T-shirts. I'll have them on. I'm gonna have a Ramblin' with Ryno separate Facebook page. It'll be on my Facebook page, but I'll have it separate. I got some shirts coming up. I got some in my truck. Like you said, Spreaker. We're gonna try to link it to iTunes. It's gonna be different, I guess, than the one that you probably most of you guys got saved.
Yeah.
But subscribe or whatever you call it on the iTunes, and you get updates. You get a notification when it comes up. So we're gonna try to do this thing, and we're gonna have a bunch of different things. Try to have a daily podcast, like 5 or 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Nothing major like this. Once a week, we'll get together and do a pretty much an hour long, and then the rest will just be random stuff like the Michael Bennett thing, from that to the Kaepernick to South Carolina, Clemson, Carolina Panthers, Patriots, whatever the topic of the day is, and possibly this hurricane. It might be some live reporting in the weather like Jim Cantori or whatever his name is. So stay tuned.
When Jim Cantori show up in your backyard, it's over, pal.
Yeah,
Get the hell out of there.
Yeah, kiss your ass goodbye. The game's over.
For Ryno, I'm Tyler Cup. You have been listening to Ramblin' with Ryno.